Hi everybody, welcome back to Balancing the Books. My name is Jayska and I'm on a journey to become debt-free. Today I wanted to share with you one simple thing I did to save over $800 in the year of 2021. And that simple thing is that I changed my auto insurance. Now, I know that the specific thing that I did, which was switch from AAA to a company called MEMIC, might not be available to everybody, because MEMIC insurance is only available to educators. But the overarching principle is available to everyone, which is that we don't want to just become complacent with the insurances that we are buying. And sometimes it is worth the energy to go and shop around, to look for either a better deal because it's of equivalent coverage but a cheaper price, or sometimes even just getting more bang for our buck. Might not be any cheaper, might be the same price, but at least we're getting more coverage. And it is worth the time and energy to do that periodically. And I'm going to show you how taking the time to do that this week actually is saving me a significant amount of money. So for years, I've had AAA insurance, and as long as I've had my Honda, my insurance for that vehicle has been $157.08 a month. Now I'm just going to ignore the cents for math purposes, but $157 a month. And AAA does offer a slightly discounted price if you can pay for 6 months of insurance all in one full payment. But even if you take that option, if I took that option, it would still be over $900 to come up with. And I just quite honestly never had $900 sitting in my bank account in order to do that. So I always pay my AAA insurance month by month, and this is how much it costs, $157. But for math purposes, to compare AAA to MEMIC, I'm going to look at it like as a 6-month scope. So $157 times the next 6 months that I would have been paying my insurance means that I would have paid $942 to AAA. And that's something I've been doing for quite some time. Now, in full transparency, I applied to MEMIC on a whim. I actually quite like the company MEMIC. They offer auto insurance and home insurance and things like that to educators. And although I've never had my insurance through them, I have used their services in the past to receive grants for my classroom. So MEMIC is super educator friendly. Their grants are really easy to apply for. I received a $250 grant a few years back in order to buy school supplies, and then an additional $50 grant in order to buy some technology for my classroom. And 2 out of the 3 grants that I've applied for, they've come through and awarded me them, and so they've really left a positive impression on me. And I received an email from them saying, hey, get a free quote on auto insurance, and if you do, we'll send you a $40 Visa gift card. And I was like, I could use a $40 Visa gift card. So I filled it out, and when I received the information from MEMIC, I was quite surprised. The agent I talked to said that I would qualify for $99 a month for insurance. And just from that alone, you can see that this is actually quite a significant savings. I mean, hundreds of dollars worth of savings if we just make the trajectory 6 months out. But it didn't really stop there, because as I was exploring the MEMIC website, I found that they give additional discounts for some other things, like if you have more than one policy with them, you get some discounts. If you're an active military, you get some discounts. And one of the discounts that I do qualify for is a new teacher program. So if you are a teacher who's been teaching less than 7 years, you get an additional discount through MEMIC. And this is only my 6th year in teaching, and so I qualified for that. which brought my total down to $96 a month. And even if we just look at that, that's an additional almost $20 worth of savings. So it's all just kind of adding up. But the agent I spoke to said that they also have this pay in 6 months discount. So if I was to pay 6 months full, instead of paying $96 a month, my total bill would be $524 for 6 months of coverage. And that was really enticing to me. If we take $524 and we split it out over the course of 6 months, you'll see that it's just a little more than $87 a month, which from $157 where I originally started is quite a big amount of money to be saving every single month. And so I wanted to try and do this, right? But obviously, having just reached out to them this week, I didn't have $524 just sitting around in my bank account, except for in my emergency fund. So let me talk to you a little bit about how I justified this to myself. So I did move money from my emergency fund into my checking in order to receive this discount, but I didn't move the whole $524. So like I said, I pay my AAA insurance on the 25th of every month. So the $157 that I've allotted for the month of January is still in my bank account. So that money can go towards this $524, which means that I need to come up with $367. Now, when I called AAA, they told me that I would be getting about a $30 refund because my policy is prorated, and since I'm canceling on the 18th instead of on the 25th, I'll get a little bit of money refunded to me. And that money can go towards this overall payment. So that left $337 that I need to basically pull from my savings, my emergency account, and cover this bill. And how I justified that to myself is that I'm really used to paying $157 every month towards insurance. And if I just continue to pay myself $157 for the month of February and $157 for the month of March, in 2 months' time, I will have already been able to pay myself back $314 of the $337 that I borrowed. And really, if I'm just a touch more intentional and just throw an extra $10 each of those months towards it, I will have already covered and been able to pay myself back in just 2 months. And so that felt reasonable to me to be able to be back up to my max amount of emergency fund by the end of March. And then with the months of April, May, and June, what I can do is use that $157, and instead of paying myself, because I'm used to it being a budget line item, I can add it to my debt snowball. And if I do that, it looks like I will be able to throw an extra $471 towards my debt snowball in the next few months here. And that's really significant and really amazing. The fact that I was able to go from $942 for insurance that is of same value and coverage as something that's $524 is really awesome. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I was skeptical at first, and I wanted to make sure that I was having the same amount of coverage, even though this price was so much lower. So what I did is I kind of made like a T-chart, and I compared them apples to apples, and everything is equivalent with the exception of the deductible, in which case BMIC has a $0 deductible and AAA has a $500. So even that is an additional savings. So really, I'm getting the exact same coverage for a cheaper price. And all that money can be sent right to my dad's snowball, which I'm really excited about. And so even though I know MEMAC isn't available for everyone, the idea of being able to go and look at your insurance policies, look at your phone bill, look at your trash pickup service, look at these things and say, is this the best bang for my buck? Is there something available that I could maybe save some money every month on these services? And is it worth my time to shop around? And I bet for at least some of those categories, you might find that there is savings somewhere. And yeah, for me, the savings was pretty significant, and the amount of time I spent in this process was so minimal. And I just wanted to send that along in case any of you are interested in doing something similar for your journey. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and I will see you next time. Bye.